morning, happy auto show. I think I know most of you at this point. Jake Beavis, I'm the 2024 WAPA president. It's great to have y'all here. Great to have Helen here. So we have Patrick, our VP, and Mr. William Hopper, our treasurer.
And past president.
And past president. Lest anyone forget it. Smaller fun. So yeah, we've got a great presentation here with Helen on TikTok and video things, and then we've got some good walk-arounds throughout the day with different manufacturers in the hall. So I'll let you take it away as far as all of our video things.
Do you want to say anything, Patrick? Or anything?
No, again, I think this is, every year I feel like I'm like drive in, I'm like, I should not drive in this year. And then I drive in and I hit traffic on 395 and I'm like, and I see the metro like gliding past and I'm like, oh. But no, so excited. I know that the ebbs and flows of participation on the auto shows, but I think that there's no shortage of consumer interest.
Yes.
And that's something that I know a number of us are involved with the tours here at the auto show, and the engagement with the crowds is still like peak fervor. Like I love the kids that come in with the parents and they want to see everything. I feel bad for the people who have the hands on the car for 24 hours. It is, so no, I think being able to capture that through the content that we create, through videos, through short videos, through articles and write-ups, really help convey, I think, that love, that energy, that passion, and I think that that comes through in everyone's unique flavor. That's what I think, my wife will attest to this. Like, I have no shortage of attention span for just absorbing every different flavor of automotive content. And so I would love to encourage you to keep all doing what you are doing and love to hear some tips and tricks today.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody who came in, especially for this class. We brought Helen Polisi from New York. She is a long-time video content creator. She was telling me last night she's from the days when they used to splice tape together.
Literally,
you might
sick.
know about this, and then
It was hands-on.
yeah, so
Very
she
crafty.
has a long history in that, but she's also one of the top trainers in video content, but specifically TikTok. Now, if you're not a TikToker, you don't have to worry about that. She's going to talk about all kinds of different video stuff. So that Todd from Subaru, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? And tell us about your channel and what you do. And by the way, thanks Subaru for sponsoring this event today.
Sure. I'm Todd Hill. I'm the product public relations manager for Subaru. So happy to talk all Subaru all the time.
Just like that all-wheel drive.
Yeah. Lots of traction.
Yeah.
So work out of the corporate office in Camden, New Jersey, which is just outside Philadelphia, and mostly kind of here to help everybody make great content about Subarus.
Super.
Amazing.
All right, and you're all here for one reason and
Okay.
one reason only, and that is to learn
Excited.
something new. And Helen is going to step up here and turn it over to you. And
Amazing.
Quick question.
Yes.
Sure.
Because I don't trust my notes all the time, is it okay if I record either audio or video
Yeah.
just for my own use?
Yeah, that's totally fine. And he's recording as well. I don't want to talk to half the audience. I want all of you. Hi. Content. Everything is content, okay? No, I seriously have to say, I love to speak about this because don't you always love to talk about your favorite thing if you're at a dinner party or whatever? That's how I feel about social media. And it's not about TikTok. I know that you said you hate TikTok, right? It's fine, you can hate TikTok. And it's weird to me because in the beginning, I was like, TikTok, I don't even understand. And now when I walk into a room and I come into this room, who would you pick as the most likely person to have almost 1 million followers on TikTok? Not me. Probably you, probably you. That's where I would think that it would be. So it's really interesting to me that I have this advantage now in a world of, in production, the world that I live in as my day job, which I'll talk about. But now I have become more relevant because I have credibility, and I like to call it social media currency, because of my following on TikTok. So whereas before I might come onto a Zoom meeting for a production shoot and there's young people in the room and they're just like, yeah, that woman, okay, whatever, she's maybe producing, she's maybe directing. And then as soon as they find out I have the following I have on TikTok, the whole tone changes. And it's really interesting. And I love it. I try to work it in early so that I don't get, looked over. And it's really a fun currency to play with. So first off, I'm Helen Polisi. I have 980,000 plus followers on TikTok now. I have been a TV commercial producer for most of my career, and about 15 years ago started directing. And that is really where I found my real self. So as a producer, I know now that I'm not as organized, because now I'm working with producers and I'm like, wow, they blow my doors off in production. I'm much better at creative and seeing things in a different way and approaching people and being able to make them feel comfortable. So I do a lot of real people testimonials. I work on Sensodyne, Pronamel. I do all the dentist interviews to make them feel comfortable on camera. So everything you see on TV for Sensodyne, Pronamel, I've been there, and I know all those people. I just did Blistex. My career history was in advertising for toys. So I have a Hasbro in my arsenal, Milton Bradley. I did Transformers, Furby, and whatever. You guys probably remember that when you were like that big. So I have a long history in the production world, and what I like to say is I have been training for TikTok since 1983 when I took my first job in advertising, and my boss sent me into the back room to cut a 30-second spot into 15 seconds because it needed to go on cheaper media time or whatever. So I had to figure out how to tell the 30-second story, which was already short, and put that into a 15-second message that still had all the key points in it. So I've been training for TikTok for much longer than everybody who's probably on TikTok, only they didn't call it that then. So I don't think of my success on TikTok as, oh, she's TikTok famous. I think of it as I am a content creator that has been trained for 40 years in how to make content and how to tell a story in a short amount of time and in an engaging way. Because the first part of any video is the 3 seconds. This is what Chris and I were talking about. The hook of your video is the most important thing to keep people listening. And so I watch so many videos, and the content, if I stick around, that was really good. Too bad I didn't get hooked in by the first part of it. And even when I make my own videos, and I do a lot of videos where I'm teaching and doing tutorials, and I tend to always want to start with, here's how you do the blah, blah, blah thing. And so I realized, man, I'm starting to sound like the same thing every time. Like, here's how you do the blah, blah, blah thing. People that know me, maybe they'll stick around because they know I'm going to teach them. But if I land on someone's page that hasn't seen me before, they're not going to maybe care. Here's how to do the thing. So how would I get them in? So I might say, if you're having trouble formatting your videos to make them look good on a reel, here's how da-da-da-da. So then I kind of tell what I'm going to say, but I've gotten them in a different way. So the first thing I want to say to everybody in the room, and I think a blogger would have the most, edge on this, is how do you get your reader to keep reading? So you probably do it automatically and you don't even realize that you're doing it because you're so trained, just like I'm trained in video. But that first line, think about a book. You open a book. The first line, when you read it, it sucks you in, or it doesn't. Sometimes you have to stick around and decide to commit. So it's a really interesting way to think about video in terms of writing. And I don't do it. I do it more by instinct, but I think writers have an advantage here. So I want to say that up front because I do think that the writers in the room are going to find a really successful way to turn those messages around in the very beginning of the video to make them intriguing. So what I have on my list here is bullet points of things I want to cover about sort of like the top tips on how to be successful and how to grow on social media. And you do not have to apply these tips and say, I want to be on TikTok, but I am going to tell you that right now TikTok is probably the easiest one to grow on fastest and to build an audience fastest, just because of the nature of the algorithm and how on Instagram, my daughter had a great insight on this. When we started on Instagram, we all had our friends and our families and our followers, and only those people saw our videos. So you didn't necessarily happen upon a new person and say, oh, I'm going to follow that person, that's intriguing. We didn't have that option. That's not how Instagram worked. So because of that, we don't freely follow people as quickly on Instagram. But on TikTok, the platform started with you seeing all the people you don't know. And it started that way. So think about that. Now you're scrolling through, and if I don't follow this person, I might not see them again. So it's a lot easier to grow your audience, right? Do you get the kind of the wow of that? When my daughter said it to me, I was like, oh, that's kind of mind-blowing. Because you have to almost commit to follow quickly. You don't have to wait so long, whereas when you're on Instagram, you might have had to get to know a certain family member or a friend of that family member and decide if you want to follow them. And it's more of a curated plan of who you're going to follow. Whereas on TikTok, you are scrolling, you see someone, follow before I don't see them again. And even when you follow them, sometimes you don't see their content. You have to go to your followers and tap and find them again because the algorithm doesn't always serve you what you want. The algorithm does serve you what you watch very long, so don't watch airplane drama or you're going to get a ton of airplane drama. If you watch negative things, you're going to get more negative things in your feed. If you watch puppies, you're going to get more puppies. So, I love to watch, he likes to watch cats, I like to watch puppies. And goats, he likes goats. I kind of love that. But so the thing is, training the algorithm for your viewing is a useful tool to think about when you're making your content. So how are you going to interest your viewers so that they engage, so that you show up on their feed more? So it's a two-way street. Understanding it as a viewer really, really helps you as a creator, because you'll start to think, how am I going to come back on this person's feed? They're liking this or commenting on this. Maybe I should do a video replying to that comment and then keep that in the algorithm. So there's those little tricks. And I will, don't let me forget to address SEO, because I think that you'll be interested in that too, Chris, the SEO part of it, okay? So let's carry on though. This is where I want to start. Why do you want to post on social media? So start with that. Ask yourself the question and be honest with yourself, because I don't think I knew the answer to this question in the beginning. I was experimenting. I did in 2020. There was no production work. I was dead bored in my house. I'll make a TikTok. I'll get on TikTok. Let me see what this is about. I have some time now. And people had told me to do it a year before, and I was like, I was definitely in the Phaedra world of like, no, I hate it. I'm not going there. And then when I picked it up and I said, I'm going to make a baking video, how to do this thing, and I didn't want to speak, which is terrifying to think about now. I speak on all my videos, but I was afraid to talk. Everybody on TikTok was more intelligent. They were funnier. They were more interesting. They had a way of speaking. I didn't feel confident, so I just did my little production tricks. I made baked a cake, I baked a crumb cake, I made the eggs, held them up to camera, pulled them away, and they were cracked. So I did my magic tricks that I learned for 40 years on how to do content, and I made baking videos, and I really started to get a following. I had like 70,000 followers for baking TikTok, which is absurd, because I don't bake that much. But anyway, I started like that, and what happened is when I was doing these production tricks, I had followers come into the comments and say, oh my gosh, our TikTok teacher has arrived, teach us how to do this. How did you make that happen? So I said, I'll make a tutorial, kind of as a joke. And I had 2 phones at the time, so I picked up my other phone, laid it down. I had a stylus because I wanted it to be clear what I was doing, and I created my brand by accident. So I became the TikTok teacher, listened to the comments, and I decided I'm going to make a tutorial, but I'm not going to make a tutorial every day because I'll bore myself to tears, and then it'll get boring for me and I won't want to keep up with it. Maybe I have a little ADHD. I like a lot going on. I like to do dancing in the streets of New York. I like to show my family. I like to post about things I experience. Every time I do a shoot, I always have a recap video of how the shoot went. When I'm here, you'll see a video, and if you have consent, you can be in it because I've done some videos today. So I'm always making content because it's part of who I am and what I love. So I didn't want to stop doing that and just become this instructionalist, blah, 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 blah. So what I do, and strategy-wise, this is something to think about, if you decide you want to focus on a certain type of content, you don't have to post that content every single time. But I recommend that every 4th video or so, you have your dedicated type of content that you want to be known for. Because then when people come to your page by accident, or if they land on there for a video, they don't have to scroll 10, 15 more videos of yours to find another one like that. So for me, maybe they see me teaching a lesson, and then they go, oh my God, she's so good at teaching, let's see. If they go to my page and there was no more lessons for like the whole page, they probably wouldn't follow me. But every 3rd video or 4th video, I have a tutorial and I have it labeled, so you can find the tutorials really easily among my feed. So they can skip through me dancing on the streets of New York, hanging out with my son or whatever. They can skip those videos and just focus on what they're looking for. But if they had to go too far to get to it, they would not likely stick around or do the follow. So it's keeping your audience interested by putting out the type of content you want to be known for often enough. It doesn't have to be every single time. Now, I'm going to caveat that with, if you're a new creator and you're trying to establish yourself in a certain zone, your followers don't really care about your personal life yet. They haven't really made that connection. They're just knowing you for that. So possibly, if I had 200 followers and I wanted to be known for teaching a certain thing, I would possibly post that every single time for a while until I grew a following. And then my followers might be more interested in my other interests, so then I might pop a video out about what I'm doing at work or what I'm doing in New York that week or whatever. So in the beginning, yes, the gurus on all these platforms say to stay in your lane, stay in your lane. It's a good strategy for starting to build your audience. But then once you have that dedicated audience, then they want to know more about you. And that's where you've got to mix in some of your, whatever you want to share, your personality. It'll help you stay focused, and then all of a sudden get people, oh my God, she's so funny too. How funny is that? Oh my God, she's crazy. She's like asking a stranger to videotape.
It's a good place to show your expertise in the automotive industry. That's what everybody here, you were talking
Yeah.
about. So how do you?
Okay, perfect.
Expertise is a real key thing that people are.
So, yes, perfect. So I actually watched a bunch of people's videos here, and I went to whoever had TikToks, and he only sent me TikToks last night, so I was able to look through. And I thought, okay, there is so much potential for the automotive industry specifically. So if you say you want to be, I'm going to pick an expertise. Let's do Subaru. Okay. You want your page to be about why you love Subaru so much. So you're going to think about and plan and strategize. And that was my next bullet point, is plan and strategize and figure out how much content you can realistically make in a week. Because the key thing about these platforms is consistency. If you post for 5 days and then you don't post for 2 weeks, then you post for a day, then you don't post for a week, it's not going to learn that you're a real creator. It's not going to push your content out as effectively. So you've got to say, all right, what's my plan? I hate to plan. I'm not a planner, but I have to. I have to think, well, how many times a week can I really do this? I commit to every day posting something. That's just me because I live it. But if you say, I want to post 3 times a week or 2 times a week, and that's as much as I can sustain, and then you plan it for a month, what you can do is take your content that you're posting. Let's say we're going to do today's top tips on the newest Subaru model, whatever that is, you're going to post that. The next, I would recommend then staying on that topic as a new creator until you have enough of an audience that's interested in exactly that topic. And then you can start to farm out from there. But what I would do is, if I was doing a Subaru thing, I wouldn't always be talking to camera. I might say, all right, today I'm going to do a funny trend where, okay, here's a good one right now. There's a trend with Kevin Hart, and he's going, no, don't do that, don't do that. And it's a funny trend of him. It's just him in front of, you can pick any background, so you can put a Subaru back there. And it could be no. And this is like, whenever I walk into a Subaru dealer and my wife's telling me not to, to put my wallet away or whatever it is because I'm about to buy a car again or something like that. So there's trends that you factor in. So you rotate in what you want to do as your main content. Do you want to speak? You have to decide, are you comfortable enough on camera to be yourself? This is a really hard thing, by the way. It's really hard. A lot of people, the minute they pick up that camera, they're frozen, or they're a new person, or they're presenting on stage. And you have to think about the person listening on the other side. There's one of them. There's not a room full of them. So when I talk on my TikToks, I don't talk like this. I'm really personal. I pick up the phone, I'm like, all right, I'm going to show you the newest thing I just found. Like, I'm more FaceTime, one-on-one. Maybe I'm sharing a little secret. Maybe I'm giving them something that's like nobody else really knows about yet. But guess what I just figured out? Da-da-da. I had a thing where I posted about my washing machine because I couldn't figure out how come the water was building up. So I'm like, I'm turning to the people of TikTok. Can anybody out there help me with this water problem? And I was very real, and I had tons of people answer, and the video went viral, and I got the answer to how to fix that in my washing machine.
Talk about trends.
So
how do you know when the trends, how do you follow those trends, or how do you get advanced knowledge of it?
The trends are, is that a planted question? Because I love you for that right now. But I send out a twice weekly email, and I actually send out trends every week, because when I'm watching, let me tell you how I find the trends, and then you could do this exercise as well as get the email.
Get the trends from your newsletter.
My newsletter, you can get the trends, because every hellosocialize.com, you could sign up. Everybody whose email you gave me, I could add if you wanted to, but you can go get it yourself. But if you go to hellosocialize.com, you just put in your email address, it's free. Then I send out on Tuesdays 3 hot trends, 3 original content ideas that are not trends, because not everybody wants to do trends all the time. A lot of people are anti-trends. They're like, it's ridiculous, I don't need to do trends. So if you want just original ideas, we give suggestions about maybe make a video this week. Maybe make a video asking for help with a problem that you have. And that's my video that went viral and had nothing to do with a tutorial. And I'm known for tutorials, so typically my content that gets more views is a teaching TikTok, or a teaching Instagram even, because I teach on both platforms. So if you want to use the trends, you can get them from the newsletter. But let's say I don't want to subscribe to the newsletter for whatever reason. I also have a podcast that goes out with the newsletter each Tuesday and Friday. This is the process. You're going to scroll through the For You page. When you start to see things come up more than once, if you see something with a lot of views and it looks like a voiceover of a person thinking of something, you can tap on the sound, look at the sound, see how many videos were made with that sound, see how recently those videos were made. The process is a pain in the butt, so that's why I have a newsletter for it, because my daughter and I are doing this every week, and we do the work. We scroll, we scroll, we scroll. Both of us have different For You pages. We put it together so that we're not just one person's point of view, but it's a young person and a mature person. So we're both seeing different things on our For You page, and we put together a newsletter that actually hands them to you. Here's 3 trends this week. This one's easy, here's how to do it. This one's a little more challenging, you'll need to go shoot something. This one you don't have to have your face in it. So we give you 3 trends and then 3 original content ideas every week, music suggestions. So that's my next thing. If you put music on your video and you don't think, does this music have legs right now? Is it being seen right now? You're putting I like this song from the 80s. Forget it. You're not helping your video. Sorry, because I love the 80s, you know what I mean? But sometimes the 80s music is trending. And so the way to do it is you tap on the music, you look at how many videos. If it's like over 100,000 videos, then you start tapping on the most popular videos. You see how recent those videos were posted, and then you can get an idea how recently was this trending. So it's a process to figure out, but again, in the newsletter, I give 3 music suggestions. So you can say, here's the top 3 songs that I'm seeing right now. Just put one of them on your video and lower the volume. It puts you out and gives you an advantage, okay? And I'm gonna give you a personal example of something I did just the other day, which I said, my God, this Taylor Swift face effect is trending. This is so out of my realm. I don't do those types of videos. But this is the truth. I was scrolling in bed in the morning and I went, gosh, that's so realistic. I wonder if it would work on me. So I just went click on the effect and I literally turned into Taylor Swift. And I was so amazed by it. I'm like, I'm gonna post this video. So I put a little lip sync thing and that video has 70,000 views and it's ridiculous because it has nothing to do with what I do on the platform, but that effect is being pushed out. That is my point. So if you're using something that is being seen a lot, and find a way to use it that works within your automotive, and you can always turn it to automotive. So I could sit here and look at a trend, right away I think of the Kevin Hart trend. How am I gonna work that into an auto? You go to an auto show and I'm immediately gonna buy a car. No, Kevin Hart's saying no, don't, put your wallet away, you're not ready to spend money yet. Or you're at a boat show, no, you need to go to a car show. There's different ways to spin trends, to change them to fit for your niche. So in the podcast that I put out every week, when I'm going through the trends, I walk through the news, work it into a TikTok teacher niche. I actually really have to think hard about that because some of them don't serve me. But I try to pick the ones that serve me well, that come to me easily, and I see right away. There was one where it was like, oh, I love this question. And that was an audio that was trending. And it was like, ooh, I love this question. Yes, I can help. And something like that. I did that lip sync and I used a question somebody asked me, do you have a course to teach me how to do TikTok? Which I was like, yes, I do actually. So I did a little reply video. So you can say, somebody asks you an automotive question and then you can reply with video, that little thing comes up there and you could be saying, yes, I know the answer with the lip sync, and you put up there, Subaru has the windshield that has the, you know what I'm saying, has the heated, there's all these things. So if I sat here, I probably could have a brainstorm session in an hour and give you like a plethora of ideas of how things can be used that I've used before for my niche that could be used for yours.
So do the algorithms, so in the automotive niche we want to show the cars, but do the algorithms like faces of humans or grills of cars or things like that? Because I know on YouTube, if you let YouTube choose the photo for it, it's always a photo of a person.
Yes.
And you might have a car behind you, but you really like the photos of it.
You have an advantage if you're willing to put your face out there. That's just a fact. You have a definite edge. If you're interested in doing that, I recommend it just because person to person, on someone's phone, you're engaging with the person. But that doesn't mean you have to. There's voiceover, somebody's voice. There's so many people that are doing ASMR, which is those sounds that are kind of cool. That's really cool. There's people that have just really nice voices and you can hear them talking about things. Somebody in here did, I don't know if he's here, but did this thing where how many times does Wagoneer say Wagoneer? I don't know if you know, but was that you? I love that. Okay. I loved it. 17 it was, actually. I remember, I just watched it. But it was funny because,
Who was the queen of Wagoneer back in the day? Oh yeah.
so first of all, I love that video. You didn't even have to be in it. And you even used a voice, text voice. You didn't even use your own voice, and it was just that. One thing I was confused on, though, is you said, how many times does it say it? And I was waiting for it to say it. I don't know why, or how many times is, yeah, whatever. But I was thinking, for example, like how would that video be improved to have more views? So the hook was great. How many times does Wagoneer say Wagoneer? The shots should have been zoom, zoom, zoom. Each one should have been a quick zoom, 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 and with numbers popping up. 1, 2, 3, because you would have had everybody sticking around for that whole video. I guarantee it. When I saw it, I was like, wait, am I following? Where is it there? And then when it's not as obvious, you have an arrow sticker. So there's a perfect example of how you can make your videos more engaging is the way they're edited. And I love this because I always say learn to edit. That's like my biggest thing. I could almost, at the end of this, really say, everybody take out your phones. I'm going to give you a quick, like, how to edit on your phone. I just did this for a friend of mine. She was blown away.
TikTok edits, or you have to edit it?
You can edit in TikTok, or you can edit in another editing app. I use CapCut, and then you can post it to TikTok, post it to Instagram, post it to YouTube, post it wherever you like. So I would like to address this idea of posting to different platforms, as long as I'm on that topic right now. When you think about where you want to be, it is always helpful to say, where do you want to lean in? What do you love the most? So if it's not TikTok, you hate it, or you really prefer Instagram or YouTube, or you're a blogger and you don't even want to, you really want to focus and figure out how you're going to turn your content, your blogging, are you interested in turning your blogging content into video content? Not really, right?
Well, you already do a lot of video. You are YouTube.
I do. I kind of use it to support.
Right, to support it.
Hey, you want to find out, but click-through rate on short videos, like, at least that's what I.
Okay. So, well, you have to think about how, I mean, really it's just about considering what your comfort zone is, because I will tell you this, when Threads came out, I'm like, Threads, I'm going to try. I cannot get words together, Phaedra. I literally freeze up. I can take a video and talk for the day's long end. And the minute I have to write something, I overthink, I rethink, oh, is that good? I can't write in the way that I can video create. So I have the opposite struggle. If somebody said make a blog, I don't know, it's so tough. You know what I did when I had to make a few blog posts is I took one of my videos and I did voice speech to text, and then I edited it. And I was like, no, that worked. That was like the easiest way for me to do it. And I'm thinking, why couldn't I have just written that in the first place? But I can't, it's not my love language. So I think that's so much a part of where you want to lean whatever you're doing. So if you decide I'm going to make a commitment to TikTok, I'm going to do it, then maybe that's the first place you post, and then you say, all right, I'll also put it on Instagram because I want to keep myself visible there. I'll also put it on YouTube. But you know, you're creating for your first love, and then you're pushing it out to your other places.
As far as going across platforms,
Yes.
very different styles. TikTok is very shouty,
Yes.
and YouTube is where you go for a tutorial on how to, rebuild a washing machine. It's not shouty.
I a little bit agree, and I a little bit think it's changing, and I'm going to tell you why. TikTok is now pushing longer format videos. So they want you to post for more than a minute, which means you can't really shout and go that fast because you can't shout for over a minute. It starts to get old. So I think that they're trying to be YouTube. So you might have an advantage as a YouTube thinker to put your content over on TikTok, and that is, or even on Instagram now, because I know TikTok is always like leading when it comes to where things are trending. So I just think Instagram's going to follow.
What we're kind of going with the thought process is where is your earlier comment about how you got to get that first 3-second hook.
Yeah.
Which is really, really true. TikTok. People don't scroll YouTube like they scroll.
Right. You have more an advantage, yeah.
Because they're looking for something specific, like how do I do this?
Yeah, then you could take your time explaining it. But I will say, so if you want to repurpose your content, let's talk about that, because I do put everything that I post on TikTok, I put it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So it goes automatically, Instagram goes automatically to Facebook, and then I put it on YouTube. So there's a few things about that. One is the style, because I don't choose to shoot horizontally to make additional videos for YouTube. If I was really serious about it, I would shoot everything twice. But because I'm not that invested in it, I just say, if people want it, they'll watch the vertical, and they do. I get viral vertical videos on YouTube. It's insane, because people watch it. So that's one thing. But I think the second thing is, when you're creating a video for YouTube, if let's say you're going to start shooting for YouTube, and then you're going to take clips and put it on your TikTok, and I do this for my podcasts. So I record a 20-minute podcast, and then I take that into an edit app, and then I zoom in a little on it just to get it almost to vertical. I don't zoom all the way because I'm not shooting at 4K. So you would lose, for the technology people, if you zoom all the way from a horizontal video to a vertical video, it gets a little grainy on the apps. So that's why you have to decide which one is more important to you. So for me, I'd rather shoot vertically and then push it the other way. But when I do the podcast, I shoot horizontally, and then I crop it a little bit. I make it a little squarish, and I put some text on the top and bottom to make it feel that it's filling the whole screen. And then I don't start with the same opening, ever. It's always like, take off the whole damn opening, and I just start with like a sentence maybe in the middle of something, because that will do better on a platform like Instagram or TikTok or the Facebook Reels. It's just a matter of taking off the intro. But shoot it for the YouTube video, because that's what your people want, and they're invested and they're listening. So repurposing your content, depending on which direction you're going in, is done differently.
You always shoot on your phone. You don't use anything, right?
For the podcast I've been using Zoom. Because
Using the camera on your computer.
I just use the camera on my computer. Because I'm like, that is more about the audio, and it's more about the content and the audio content. It's not about the look of it. I'm not trying to even go viral on any of the platforms with it. I'm just trying to put that information out there and have my expertise be shown. Yes, and my style is, I have a stylus, which is a little pointer thing, and I have one phone. So my one phone, I don't have a lot of gear, expensive gear. The most expensive thing I bought is the thing I was presenting with earlier. I have a drone. It was the most expensive thing I own, which is $400. Everything else is like a cheap tripod, tabletop thing. I have a selfie stick topper. It's screwed right onto it. It costs $5 to put my phone in it. And then I'll point my phone down at the table with my little stylus, and I show how to edit or how to do something. So I always start on my face, intro my topic, then I cut to the phone, then I cut back to my face if I have more things to say, and back to the phone. And so the 2-phone thing really works well. For a while I had 3 phones, but I had to let that go.
Back and forth to the face and to the topic. What do you think? Talk about your mindset on it.
Yes, it keeps your audience interested. So if you're not wanting to be on camera a lot, but you're showing a car. So if you're doing, it's funny because I was like, I want to make some content about cars, and I had the funny thought, like I could be like, I'm at the car show, boom, I show a car. This is pretty amazing, boom, I show the car. So it's constantly keeping your audience going back and forth, so that they're not leaving you. Different than YouTube, though. Again, I'm gonna sidebar. So if you're a YouTuber, and you're starting in that direction, you shoot the whole thing in a way and it's edited in a more longer, more welcoming format, because you've got an audience that wants to stick around. But then take that content, and then it's short clips to get it to your other platforms. And you will definitely engage your audience more. So one of the videos that I watched of yours was a stitch. And do you mind if I call it out specifically? Okay. So you had a guy came on and he said something, and I forget what the topic was now. I thought I was going to remember. But it was really cool because he came on. First I thought that was you, and I was like, oh, he's off to a good start. And then it cut to you, and you took a while to get to your point that you were going to say to him. I made a note because I want to say exactly what it was. So you said, hi, that guy talked about da-da-da-da-da-da, but I think you're missing the point. And I'm thinking, oh no, that's what you should have started with. So when his stitch did his little, here's what I think about the da-da-da-da-da, you could have started right away, I think you're missing the point. And right away we know he's arguing with him or he's disagreeing with him, and then you would have had more watch eyes on that, I do believe. So that's like just a simple thing about where to start. So record the whole thing, because you'll feel better. I always say to people, don't start saying, hi, TikTok, or hi, friends, da-da-da. But if you feel like you need to do that, go ahead and say that. Just edit it off, Because it gets you in the zone, great. But then we don't need it, because then when somebody's scrolling your videos, this is what happens. Hi, friends, hi, friends, hi, friends. Shoot me now, goodbye. I don't want to see this person ever again. So that's what happens emotionally when somebody gets invested in your content. And it's like, hello, everybody. Oh, my God. Boom, goodbye. I cannot stick around for that. And I feel bad because this person looks very lovely, but I got no time. So I think you have to realize that you can shoot what makes you comfortable to get you going. And then just take off the parts that you don't need for social media. So that's a big thing for YouTube.
I'm going to stop you there.
Go for it.
TikTok is people don't have time. So TikTok is quick and all that type of stuff. Whereas YouTube, you have more time to say, hello.
2024, it's just insane to think about. It's less, like it's crazy. So are there questions so far that because I can tell you what I'm gonna, the other things I wanna cover are just equipment, shooting style, we talked about trending sounds, I wanna talk about editing, and my biggest thing, I also wanna talk about podcasting, because I was thinking about that for you, Phaedra. I think you would love podcasting. It's insane, I'm in love with it. It might be my new love right now, to get on a microphone and not be worried about the video. But it's like my content, I can take my time. I don't have to feel like it's got to be edited to be concise. You would love it if you get a microphone. That is, I can tell you which one. Shure, the Shure brand, plugs right into the computer. You turn on a Zoom. You don't have to edit anything. You just talk about your topic for 20 minutes. It is, to me, great joy. And at first I thought, podcasting, what? I don't know. My daughter was really pushing me with this. And I'm like, it's just another thing I got to figure out now. It is like the first thing I want to do now. Every week, I can't wait. I get to do 2 podcasts a week. I talk through the newsletter. It's great. It's so great for automotive too. Think about it. It's like such a niche. And there's people out there looking for that type of content. So if you want some tips on podcasting, I can cover it at the end. I learned a lot in a short amount of time because I wanted to be successful at it. And I think my first 4 episodes, I was like already over 200 downloads, which is a lot for podcasting. It's hard to get people in a podcasting audience. It's a very saturated market. But automotive, I think that would be such a good place for a podcast. Yeah, I highly recommend, especially for the people who are into writing. So when I write the newsletter, the torture is the writing. I love to record the podcast about it because then I can do the part that I like, which is explaining it and getting into a little bit more insight of why this trend is a good one for you to use and how to use it. And then I get into, on Fridays we do strategy. So last week it was how to monetize on social media. The week before that it was if you're getting annoyed with social media and the algorithm isn't showing you love, here's how to get excited again about social media. And I do tips on that. So each Friday it's a very heavy strategy session and I just kind of love it because I use my own things that I do for myself. I'm telling you, monetizing there's so many ways to monetize. My God, I can't. Okay, we'll get to that. So this is so many. Do I get a little too excited? If I'm talking too fast, apologies in advance. So again, I will say equipment, not needed anything fancy. Just pick up your phone and do it. I love a microphone though. I'm a very big audio snob in general from doing commercials. And the difference in an echoey room and having a microphone close makes such a difference in if people are going to stick around and watch your videos for more than a couple of seconds.
Someone once told me that like you can have crap videos,
Yes.
audio, but you cannot have the.
Exactly. That's exactly right. I'm so behind that. And I just think it's my favorite thing to talk about because I don't even buy expensive microphones. I got the expensive Shure one for podcasting, but for my videos, I literally have one like this that plugs right into my phone. I don't even use the wireless because they're something like that. Just plugs into the phone, boom, boom. And it just changes the game. I use it when I go live, and I will do this. I'll go, by the way, I want to tell you how important a microphone is, and I unplug it, and I go, now I'm not using a microphone. What do you think? The people in the live chat are like, holy shit. They can't believe it because of the quality. They're like, oh, now we hear all the echo in your room. Exactly. But if they heard that first, they wouldn't know better. So when you give yourself the secret advantage. No one really can put their finger on when it's better audio, but they know it. Your ear likes it better. So definitely think about that. Then I always say this, outside tools are helpful because if you're a person who likes to be organized, so me and my daughter, I'm very organized in my brain, but I don't have any systems. I'm just like, I know exactly what's happening. I have notes in my notes, and that's all I need. She's got Airtable, okay? Do we know what this is? Airtable.com. Oh, this is what we're going to post this day. Here's the caption. What? I almost can't even look at it. But if you're an organized type of person, this is for you. Like you want to, especially if you want to work with 2 people on the same account. If you have an assistant working with you, you can put the stuff in there. You can each be checking the captions. You just log in. It's like Google Docs for organization and putting videos in there. So you can put the videos in. You have the caption. You have the thumbnail. You have the hashtags. Everything's there, and it's just a great tool. So I love tools if you're a person who wants them. That's my take on tools. Then I like to say this now. Whatever your automotive content is and whatever your focus is, what is the reason you want to post and who are you looking to find, and identify your North Star so that when you're making a video, you're going to ask yourself the question, is this on, I hate to say on brand, but is this on brand for me? Is this in my North Star? Is this what I really want to be making content about? Because as a creator, you're making content about a specific topic. And then if you decide something annoys you, and this is really on my nerves, I'm going to post about that. Maybe you don't want to post about that because you're going to invite a whole different bunch of people into your comment section You might have followers that now all of a sudden they're the negative Nellies, and do you really want them around? So always thinking about your North Star. And mine, I don't even know if I can identify it in words so well, but I always say I'd like to help people who are not seen, help them be seen. So my above teaching people, so forget that, that's my like daily kind of mantra. But why am I teaching people? Because people need to get their message out there to people that need them. And when I was going through cancer on my social media, which was June 2022, I lost my eyesight. I didn't know what was going on. Every day I was recording myself because that's what I do. I document, well, today my eyesight's weird. I'm going to an eye doctor. This is strange. The next day, I documented 3 weeks as a blind person. I can't even believe it. And I didn't put it out on social media every day because I didn't know what was going on and I didn't want this big bunch of followers to be worried about me. But I kept documenting it. And then after 3 weeks, I got a diagnosis of lymphoma, which was very weird because it doesn't start with blindness usually. I said, now I can share this with my followers, and now they're going to live through this with me. And so I went way out of my lane, okay? Way out of my lane. And I ended up with 200,000 more followers that were in for that journey. And that was a game changer. So there's things that could happen to you personally that, like, you're in the automotive thing, this is what you're showing, but you know what? I love to race cars. So now you're going to invite them into your personal world when you're ready. I love, this is what I love. Go ahead.
I'm just I've kind of been thinking about your story, is how much blending is appropriate. I really kind of thinking about, okay, I have my automotive channel and I have a personal channel.
Oh, you do? You keep them separate?
I keep them separate, so I wouldn't think that not that I have a health issue like that.
No, but if something like that came in.
Something like that would happen, that's never necessarily posted on automotive.
And it is absolutely, and it is dependent on who your followers are. So you'd have to kind of gauge your audience. At the point that I went through that, I had 500,000 followers or more, maybe in the 700 range, I forget. But they were invested in me at that point. So yes, I was teaching them things, but they were still involved in, I go to a shoot or I'm dancing on the street of Manhattan or whatever I'm doing. So they were already invested. So you have to decide, that's a big personal decision though. I mean, I could have decided I'm not going to share that and I could have moved on. But in the automotive space, you could share some personal, like especially if it's a little related. If it's like something personal that caused you to buy a new car or what triggered something about going to an auto show and it's like a personal story, yes, it's related. But yeah, you could keep it separate. And it's also depending on how many followers you have that you think you might lose them because you're going through this. So it's definitely a personal decision.
I'm not familiar with TikTok. Definitely not as a creator, but I don't even use it, so it's extremely foreign. How do you know your audience? Is it the comment section and what they're writing?
Yes, it's experimental. I have a free beginner TikTok course. You should take it. It's literally a 40-minute free, shows you how to use the app, tells you everything. It even explains this part. What you will find is you need to experiment. You need to decide, am I going to be a talking person? Am I going to do that? You're going to make videos. You're just going to go. Like, you're going to go. You have to just hit the go gas pedal without being too worried about the planning part of it. And then once you start posting, when a video is seen, you'll go, I like how that video came out. Okay, let's see. What do the comments say? Then you'll post another video. You're going to experiment because you've got to find yourself. You have to find your TikTok self. And the way to find, that's specific to TikTok. That's not to other platforms. That is where I'm going to say TikTok is different. You can friggin' play the day away and find your voice. That's why I was doing baking video, dancing video, blah, blah, blah. And then one day, I'm going to show you how to do such and such. And people are like, our TikTok teacher's here. What? Oh, okay. I'll be the TikTok teacher. And then I had a vision, but I didn't have a vision for a year, which is absurd. 2020 to 2021, no vision. Just going to experiment and see what this app is about. That's how I started it. So if you can take yourself away from the work part of it for that and maybe do an experimental thing. But I mean, if you have a love and a passion, like, just start posting about it. You have to think, like, what would I tell my niece or nephew about this car? Or if you have a niece or nephew, I'm making that up. But think about what do you love to talk about? You know how, who was here before? You were saying this, I think, Patrick. You were saying the things you could talk about without even planning. So it's just like if you had to make a speech about something, what would your topic be that you wouldn't have to plan for? Maybe that's what you start with, okay? Think about, what do you love about cars specifically? You could talk about Subarus all day, I know you could. You know what I mean? I could see it.
That's what I'm paid to do.
But you want, do you love it?
Something else, though.
Oh, you want to talk about something?
something else?
But I think it's, I don't know, I think it's whatever you find that you love the most is what's going to get the most love back. Because you putting yourself out with a passion and with a joy and with a certain energy is what the people are resonating with. Unfortunately, it's not a TV commercial advertising. It's really personal. It's person to person. It's somebody's laying in their bed watching your videos. How are you going to connect with them? And I think just getting to that part is, ask me questions because I like your cute, your inquisitive face. Ask questions. Does anybody have an edit app on their phone called CapCut by chance? Is it something that you think you could download quickly? CapCut, C-A-P, it's free. C-A-P, because I literally, you can download it. I think it would be cool to have well, I guess we could shoot some stuff and then do an editing. I love that. I have to write, I wrote this down because you told me don't forget to say this, and I don't want to forget, so I'm going to say it right now. If you want to plan something for the end of the year, remember you told me this, so I made a video recently where I did like a clip per month, every month, and then at the end of the year I had, for me it was my hair growing back from cancer, but I did a head turn every month on the first of the month, so you could see the progress in my hair getting longer. And so if you have a thing where you want to create an end of year video of like all the shows you attended or anything related to, if you were doing test drives of cars, every first of the month you want to make a note on your calendar, record something, and then put that video into a folder that says 2024 recap. And then at the end of the year, you're not scrolling through your whole phone like I had to do last year before I did this. Scrolling through the phone, I got to find the videos. You're all ready. December, holiday madness, you don't even have to think about it. You got a folder. Yeah. That's what you should. So, I mean, I advise that because it's such an easy piece of content. And then you don't realize how much time passes so quickly. And then you have this amazing, and you could do it with, this is cool, with transitions. So it's like new car. So here I'm going to show you this on the floor. Swipe to a car, swipe off. Go over to the next car. Swipe to the car, swipe off. So you're going to just do this motion with your phone. Then when you put them together, it's going to go swipe, 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 swipe. You're going to be like car, 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 car. It's going to look like almost like a flip book from one car to the next. So it'll be a continuous spinning.
And that's a great way to talk about all the cars, because we all get cars to review, and then just say, here's what, I reviewed this in February, reviewed this in March.
Yeah.
And stuff, and do that.
Oh my gosh, that's a great one. Like a year in review. It could be titled, a year in review. Oh yes, see? Oh, now you're thinking. Okay, when you're going to an event, you can film the process, and Phaedra, I almost called you Lisa, but that's Lisa. Phaedra did that very thing. She was filming her feet walking, she was filming herself coming to the event. So just now, when I walked in, everybody's walking and they're all talking. I actually turned my camera on and filmed myself walking right up to the Subaru booth. So I now can take a piece from a distance, a piece from closer, and a piece from close up. 3 clips from one video I shot just walking up to it. I don't have a fancy thingy like that. I have a very steady hand and I just walk my way through. So you don't have to have, if you don't have equipment in the moment, capture the shot anyway. You can be very steady. So you're just gonna boom. So I literally walked from there and I walked straight up to the Subaru sign. So I have a really long tracking shot because I'm thinking like a director, I guess, but that's how I think. I think of everything as part of my movie. So upstairs, it was like you there, swish over here, and now we're walking, then we land, and then it's going to be you there, and you're going to be doing some, Can you be the star of the show today? So the first thing is my microphone, because if we are talking. I love, there's a couple of things that you can think about when you're filming at an event or if you're at a car show and you're trying to capture content. You want to think about different types of content. So everything doesn't have to be talking. You can have what I'm just making right now, swish, 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 is a music video. I already know in my head, I'm going to pick up a piece of music, I'm going to have Todd waving, switch to the thing, then walk into the booth, then over there, then I'm going to pan a car, then I'm going to pan a car. And it's a music video. So that's one type of content. Then I can use those same clips and I can get to Todd talking in a video. So everybody take out your phones and start, all right.
Going to the dogs first?
Going to the dogs.
So let's all go into the dogs.
All right, so now now watch what I'm doing now. I'm taking a pan from the Subaru to the dogs because I want to connect us from that to this. Like I want to make the connection. Otherwise, I'm just at a dog park. What am I, where am I? I have to make some kind of connection. So what you want to do is capture your B-roll. Let's talk like TV. Capture your B-roll shots. So it's a shot of the logo. It's a shot of the animal. It's a shot. Look, you want to look at that. Zoom in. Subaru loves pets. Just that little zoom that I just did on my phone is going to be a little piece for me. And you'll see it later when I put it together. So it's like, as I go over here, I see the logo, I go over here, zoom to the pet, zoom in. Now I'm going to go in, I'm going to get to the pets. So I just make a story video in your head, make a music video. It's the best way to start because won't be afraid to shoot. You won't think you have to plan something to say. I love a good music video and it tells a story. You put a voiceover on it and then you have a talking video too. So let's go see the doggies. All right, we need Todd doing that right there. I'm gonna need you over there. So let's get it up high. So what I'm gonna do now is capture a little of this dog roaming around. And then when it comes to you, and I can, shoot as much as I can, and then we're gonna get some B-roll. Oh my God, how cute. Doesn't like him.
It looks like
Aww.
she wants to go home with Todd.
All right, let's get.
So go under, so put like a fist right.
This dog is not trusting Todd.
The tail's wagging, so
Yeah. Let me get a POV of the dog. This isn't gonna be the best content. What's up, baby? Oh, aw, that's all right. Hang on. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And we'll get a separate shot of him.
Thank you.
What's the matter? Is he gonna bark at everybody now, or?
Got them all fired up.
So let's talk about that. That was sort of a thing that you don't want to show off a whole lot.
No.
How do you,
So I just had Todd going like this, and then I'm going to cut to a shot of just the dog without barking, and then it'll just be connected. All right, let's go. I think red. Let's do red. Let's come over here. Let's go over here. Now what I will do, the thing that I want to do first is capture my B-roll, like my fun shots, before we do a talking video, because I think it'd be more fun. So if you were going to show me this car, I would say, do you want to take me on a journey? Go ahead. Show me the car. You don't have to talk. You can just do it. Ready?
Okay.
Go ahead. Here we go. Got the car. Okay, open the door. Let's see. What we got? Woo! Let's go in. Okay, so now I have a transition. So now I want to get in the car.
so what you're doing is you're doing a journey around the car.
Yeah, I'm doing a journey around the car. I'm going to keep this door open. And now I'm going to see if I can make the connection of what I just did. All right, ready? All right, hi. What's going on? Put your glasses on. Nice. All right, ready? And one more time. Actually take your glasses off and put your glasses on. Oh, that was good. All right, so we have that shot. So we can take little clips of him moving around, boom, boom, boom. That's good. This is all going to be a music video. And then we can put titles on it to say, here's the new, do-do-do. You can put titles on it. So you can shoot, this B-roll content can be used for multiple uses. So what I'd like to do is shoot stuff really quick and then go show you how it gets edited, because I think that's going to be most helpful. So now I'm going to do a nice high shot. Look at this cool angle. Anybody that can see it. So we can have a nice, all right, let's start down. So I'm going to start down on the floor, and then I'm going to reveal the car. A lot of times you want to find your angles, and so there's one. Okay, so now if you do this, watch this. We're going to just start down here. We're going to go up, and then we're going to swish. Okay, so when you swish, super fast, and then the next car we're going to go. Let's find another one to go towards. Maybe this one. I want to get a good one. All right, so now for this one, I'm going to start. Everybody out of the way. Whoopsie. Delivery. Ready? There we go. There we go. So now I start over here. And what's going to happen is I'm going to put the swish away from one, is going to swish onto the other. So it's going to be seamless from blue to red. I mean red to blue because I'm dyslexic. You get it? So we do that. The other thing that's fun to do is just do quick zooms. Pop zooms are always useful. So we've got a zoom, pop zoom, pop zoom. Okay, those are always helpful. Now let's go to another color. Let's go around. Let's get over to white. Oh, okay, that's good. Let me think of how I'm gonna, so I go from there. Now, once I'm here, so I wanna go up? No, let's go up. I'm gonna show you this transition. Hold on. Because transitions are fun to keep you engaged. So if you swish onto one and then up, When you go to the other car, you start from down and you go up. So then it's going to go shoom, shoom, shoom right to the next car. So if you're going up, just think the next place you go, you're going to start from down and come up. And I'm going to put it together right here quick to show you what I mean so that you can maybe do some of your own shots. So now we're going to go over here. And let's have you next to this one maybe. So Todd, when I switch up to this car, you be on the side of it. It's actually so good. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa?
It's called technical.
So I'm going to go. Whoop. All right, so stay over here. I want to put you in this one. So when I switch up like this, do a presentation, all right? Ready, and nice.
Oh, yeah.
See? Okay, one more time. I want to get the Subaru logo in. Ready, and go. Good. All right, so we got that.
That's something you said before. Always do things twice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Do things
I hear that.
twice.
Always do things twice.
And remember to hold on your final position. Shoot, 1, 2, shoot, 1, 2, shoot. So it's nice. This one could be a nice one to go from here and then shoot. Okay, so we're here. I'm going to start a little closer and then get to the logo. Hi, Lisa. No, that's Phaedra. I keep messing up the names. All right, Phaedra. Okay. Whew. I just want to get her out of it. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Okay. So now I have little bits that we're going to put together. I'm going to take a minute while people shoot. So much fun.
Okay,
It
so
just
what
makes
do you
it
want
fun. Yeah, everybody shoot some stuff, and then I'm gonna just capture a bunch of B-roll, walk around and get shots, do a little zoom in, pop zooms. I want to kind of maybe, can you sit there?
Yeah.
All right, so sit there because that's a real, see the angle of this shot? It's really nice. And then you could turn around. So this could be your final shot, like where you give me a thumbs up or something. All right, so I'm gonna switch.
Is this something I can steal?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll tell you when, and then you're gonna turn and give me a, oh, this guy.
Hold on, Frank.
Hang on. Yeah, 1 second.
Just doing a quick video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Ready, and turn. Thumbs up, good. I'm gonna do even sooner. I have to cue you sooner. Ready, and turn. Nice. All right, so I have that, and now it's my final shot. I'm just gonna throw something together.
And because it's so realistic, I learned how to drive this. Keep doing it.
Okay.
No.
Okay, we cut out. No to this.
Once you get more rig to it versus just the various.
Oopsie. Very short cuts.
Hear about the car.
Let's see what we got. Okay, nice. You see what I'm doing now? So I'm getting closer. Okay, now when I get here, I'm just kind of playing with it. One. Okay, now I'm panning. So I'm going to take some of this pan, get rid of that. Now I want to get to forgetting the dog. We're going to skip the dog thing for the moment. Let's move it to the back. So I touch and I move it to the back. I don't want it yet. We got to take the doggy later. So what else?
When you guys want to drive it? What track? Daytona. Yeah, it's a Daytona rally cross.
Okay, good. Let's get rid of this.
Rally cross.
Get rid of the dogs. Oh my God, this was a disaster. Let's get rid of the dog.
It didn't work. It didn't work. It
Yeah.
just shows that not everything always works.
Yeah. I'll save this little piece for a second because it's kind of cute. But for the most part, I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. As long as you get some footage, it's.
Let's put it to the back.
Yeah.
Put this to the back. Let's see what else.
If you want the full experience, over there. Belt talk, they'll pull the tug on you. Driving.
Okay, great. Now, I'm gonna get my other shot.
That's it. Just tighten them up. Okay, so
Oh, I want to get to this one.
car,
All right,
John,
taking this one.
Petrol shifter, you're going to pull to upshift, push the weight to downshift, and the handbrake will lock the rear tires so you can pivot the car. Okay. I've never done any rallies.
Okay.
Okay. So 600
We've been at
horsepower.
rally before.
Short gears. It loves to go sideways. So should be fun, right?
John's been with
step
us
on the
since
gas pedal,
before
start
he
your
was just a
time.
mere kid. Before he was a
Oh wow, it does shake.
the morning
Yeah. Slow, 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 slow.
This is a little bit of a learning curve.
No ABS. No.
Travis Pastrana, I am not.
We'll see how close you get though.
Let's see. I want to see what I want to do
One
next.
simulator, roughly 25,000.
I like this car.
Close.
All right, there we go. A little piece of it.
I am a much better driver than this, I promise.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of power it together, and then I put it to music, ditching the dog. I think maybe this shot is all right.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Even with the dog bark.
even though it barked.
Even though that dog barked.
So, as it's
He was not nice.
all I have.
I almost want to go back and see, it might have been a Todd thing, you know? Oh, there we go. Gosh, what a weird choice, huh?
It's whatever they have available.
Yeah.
Like I said, this car loves to go sideways.
They'll have dogs.
600 horsepower, all-wheel drive, real spinny, real
Have zero rest caps.
Got that. Let's get this one. I'm so curious to see how this comes together because it's really, I'm powering it out.
This is all cap cut.
Yeah. Wow, that was so good. See that one?
Yeah,
Woo!
that's great.
Isn't that good?
How big is the memory on your phone?
I think I have the maximum. I think I have like 20 gigs now or something because I also have it on on the cloud, everything. And then we're gonna go.
Nope, nope.
So we're going to head back up. I'm not going to
Yep.
spend a lot of time to do anything else because we're going to go to
I'm gonna show this because I think
Okay.
it'll explain
Yeah.
like how
We'll
you
go
can type.
upstairs
Yeah.
and grab everything and then show that and then head to
Yeah. Sounds good. I want to get the last shot. Where is he? Oh, this is so cute. Todd, you're gonna have a video for your social media. A la, a la the mothership right here. Let's see. So that is a 20-second video that I just made. Now I'm gonna throw some music on it for shits and giggles and see what we got. Okay?
Got our trending music.
We're gonna find something. Yeah.
What's the trending Subaru sound?
No, we have to have a trendy.
Let the dogs out.
That's funny. Let's see.
I'll edit that out.
Okay.
Let's see. Sounds. What do I have?
Go back upstairs.
20 something?
35.
Let's see.
A track that short.
It is.
You know what though? So much worried about.
Round up our car. We're going to go back upstairs and.
One lap without going off track.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's adorable.
Cute. Let me make it. Those things I'd change.
This is good.
Cute, right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna fix some things. All right. Lovely. Let's go.